Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, back to London, which is where I am, and back to Watch Dogs Legion. Today I'm in an area called Food Town. No, I'm not. I'm in an area called Food Town, which is this little raised up area where there's tables and places to eat. I wouldn't say it's really a town, but anyway, it's a place to eat. And it's, according to Watch Dogs Legion, near Shoreditch, which is in the very east central area of London. I don't know if this is a real place. I don't know all of London meticulously, but if it is, then it should be. So anyway, today just a small video about something I'm going to do in the near future on the channel. You'll probably be aware that there's the PlayStation end of year sale going on. I think it ends 3 days before Christmas, on the 22nd, something like that. And I was looking for games in the sale, as I always am, looking for something I've wanted to buy, something that I'm thinking, oh, that sounds interesting. There was a few games I looked at sort of around the £20 mark, and I couldn't decide if I wanted them, and I couldn't decide if I'd really play them. And there's other games, there's loads of other games I've still got that I'm playing or I've not played, so I thought, forget that. And then I decided to do something different. I decided to just go into the sale and buy it's ended up being 9 games for about the same, £20, and just see what I got. Now, just to clarify, I've not gone into the games that I've never heard of, or games that were 99p and used to be £1, or things like that, because number one, there's no point in picking up games just because it happens to be cheap, unless you kind of have an interest or you feel when you read it it's interesting. And secondly, there's a lot of games, as I've said on the channel before, that are very cheap already, that are some kind of asset flip or spamware or AI stuff. So I'm not going to buy any game that's already cheap just because it was £3, now it's £1, because you don't know what you're going to get. So they're all games that I've already noticed and looked at a little bit in the past, and they're all games, to be honest, that were at least, I'd say, more than £10 originally, because again, I didn't want to get anything that was just some cheap trash. Not all cheap games are trash, but unless you've been particularly looking at a game that's cheap, you wouldn't know. There's too many of them. So they're all games that were reasonably expensive. I think one of them was £24 and one of them, two of them were 20. So they're all games that were quite expensive originally. They're now between, the cheapest game I'm going to buy is about £1.50, and the most expensive is £4.99. So they're between that range. Most of them are nearer the £2. And I'm just going to buy these 9 games, and then I'm just going to go through them on the channel over time. I may not do them all in a row, it just depends what else comes to my attention, or what else I'm doing at the time, or what else I'm playing at the time. But I'm going to play them in a reasonable amount of time, not leave them a year and then say this is a game I bought a year ago. I just thought it'd be interesting to see what you get if you just picked up, not literally a random selection of games, because I think then you'd really be picking up some spamware and some rubbish. But if you picked up games that you've kind of looked at and you knew they were genuine games, then I just think it's interesting to see what you'd get if you, instead of buying 1 game, you bought 9. And I thought, if I buy 9 games for £20-ish, then the chance that there'll be at least a couple that are worthwhile and interesting to me, there may be lots of them interesting to other people, is high. And also, it's 9 games that I can talk about on the channel. So I'm going to do that. I'll be doing it probably after Christmas now, because it's, it's pretty close to Christmas, and I've got a few other things I want to post before then. But it's just something I'm going to do. So yeah, like I said, getting 1 game, unless you really want it, for £20 above that, I think is, if you're me and you play loads and loads of different games and you don't have a lot of spare time, and you kind of go off games kind of quickly often, then it's not a good plan. So there's games I thought I'd be really interested in, but I just think, will I really play it that long? And I was going to buy one of the newer Assassin's Creed games, such as Odyssey or Valhalla, but they're massive open world games, and I thought, well, I've never even finished The Witcher, and I really like that, and I've never even finished Origin, and I like Ancient Egypt, so am I really going to play those through? Anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming. Until next time, take care for now.